Hello, my name is Maureen Simpson. I'm a junior nursing student at Bloomsburg University. I chose to do my presentation on obesity in China because this is a current problem and people often overlook Asian countries' problems with weight control. Some general information related to obesity. The World Health Organization defines both being overweight and obese in terms of body mass index, or BMI. BMI is calculated based on a person's weight and height but does not take muscle mass into consideration. A person who has a BMI of greater than or equal to 25 is considered overweight, and a person with a BMI of 30 or greater is considered obese. Some general statistics from 2014. In 2014, 39% of women and 38% of men were considered overweight. This correlates to over 1.9 billion people worldwide. Also, in 2014, 15% of women and 11% of men were considered obese. This is about 600 million adults. The most startling fact is that around 41 million children under the age of 5 were either overweight or obese in 2014. About half of these children live somewhere in Asia. Worldwide, obesity has more than doubled between 1980 and 2014. Which should be surprising considering obesity is preventable the majority of the time. Some common causes of obesity include an increased intake of high-fat foods, like foods that are served in fast food restaurants. The other main reason is an increase in sedentary lifestyle. This includes occupation, which can lead to inactivity. A job may be time-consuming, making it hard to cook and prepare healthy meals, or decrease time available for exercise. Jobs may also require someone to sit behind a desk for long periods of time, or even increase a person's socioeconomic status. The higher the economic status, the more likely one is to eat out at restaurants, including fast food places. A low economic status may mean that people have to find cheap venues to eat at if they were to go out, making fast food places favorable. A higher economic status also affects modes of transportation. Many people have more access to owning cars or taking public transportation if they have a higher economic status. If people do not have these advantages, they would have to find alternative ways to get to where they wanted, like walking or riding a bike. Public transportation is also advancing, and more of the general population has access to it. Lastly, urbanization is affecting obesity. There are more cities in general, and the cities are becoming more high-tech. People are becoming less physically active and spending more time sitting down and using some sort of technology. Focusing now more on China, here are some statistics. In 2014, China's obesity rate was 7.4% compared to 2.1% in 2000. 38.7% of adults were overweight in 2000 compared to 20.6% in 2000. This is about an 18% jump in people that are overweight. In comparison, the United States of America, which has one of the largest obesity problems, went from 64.7% of overweight people in 2000 to 72.8% of overweight people in 2014, only an 8% jump. This shows how rapidly the obesity problem in China is really growing. So, why is China's obesity problem rapidly increasing? There's a rapid increase in the number of fast food restaurants, which will be discussed in the next slide. China also has a rapidly growing economy, making more people to have a higher socioeconomic status. Education level is important to look at. If a person is highly educated, they are more likely to have a higher economic status. Also, a higher education level is associated not only with sedentary transportation, but with less housework and less active work. In recent decades, China has increased their amount of food sources, cars, public transportation, and economic development. The fast food in China consists of both Western style and Chinese style fast food venues. Listed are the most popular respectively. Western style fast food venues are rapidly increasing in popularity. One reason is because they are known for their quality control and management. Another reason why Western style venues are becoming more popular is that they are altering their menu to be culture specific. Currently, there are more than 4,800 KFC locations and more than 1,300 Pizza Hut locations in China. The parent company does plan on increasing the total amount of restaurants significantly over the next few years. McDonald's is also very prevalent in China. About 10 new locations are made each week. The typical Chinese diet consists of mostly vegetables, grains, and plant-based proteins. It is typically high in fiber and low in cholesterol. All of these aspects are very healthy and help combat obesity. The issue is that more people are eating more Western-style foods, which are high in fat, salt, and sugar. The implications of obesity are very serious. Obesity can cause diabetes, dyslipidemia, which is high cholesterol, hypertension or high blood pressure, and metabolic syndrome, which is a combination of the above with the addition of too much body fat. All of these conditions can lead to other more serious conditions, including cancer, which can lead to an early death, and so can the other implications. So what age group is affected the most in China? The children and the adolescents are the ones who are mostly affected. The epidemic of childhood obesity is a worldwide issue, but it is significant in China. Factors include physical activity, birth weight, and food intake. Children are less active in the current society. There are more sedentary ways to get to school, more video games and television to watch and play. One study found that by participating in outdoor activities, whether it was a job or a play, a child's chance of being overweight decreased by 63%. Birth weight is also very important. Those who had a birth weight of over 4,000 grams, which is slightly under 9 pounds, are more likely to be overweight as a child. Also, if the child's mother has a history of gestational diabetes, which does increase the chance of having a child over 4,000 grams, the child is more likely to be overweight. Lastly, the food intake of children significantly impacts their weight. The child that are overweight or obese are more likely to eat sweet foods, fast foods, cafeteria foods, or in general, foods that are not prepared in the home. So how is this prevented or fixed? The poster provided by the World Health Organization explains that being healthy is easy as ABCD. A, avoid alcohol, which is high in calories and has no nutritional value. B is to be active. Physical activity is very important when fighting against obesity. It is also important to a person's overall health. C is to cut out sugar and salt, which can increase fat deposits and increase blood pressure. D is don't use tobacco products. Smoking can alter a person's taste buds, making things taste less sweet or savory, leading to increased self-seasoning. People who smoke also crave more high-fat foods than those who do not. E is to eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. Both fruits and vegetables have many benefits and fat-burning qualities. They are to have little to no fat, salt, and sugar as well. These are the references that I used. The World Health Organization was very helpful, and I do suggest going to that website listed. Thank you.